Alright, hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a Sketchup tutorial on how to model a home. Today we're going to start out with the basics, the floor plan and stuff, okay? So let's get started. Alright, so let's open a new file. If you go to the window, as soon as you click on Sketchup, you'll get a prompted window that shows you what types of files you want to open. Go to architectural and make sure underneath it says inches, okay? So if it says inches, that's the file you want. You can use any of them, but since we're doing standard inches right here, we're going to do that. Okay, so let's get started. So first thing you want to do is you're going to want to learn how to orientate around your model. So you're probably going to, if you press O on your keyboard, for Windows and Mac, if you just press O and click and drag, you'll notice that you can orbit around these green, blue, and red lines. Those are called axes. Those are what we use to know where, which direction a line is going in your model. So if you just click and drag, you can move around. If you press Z, you can scroll in and out, and you'll zoom in and out on the direction you're viewing in. And if you're on a trackpad, use two fingers and you're scrolling down a page, and you can zoom in and out like that too. Or if you're on an actual mouse wheel, just use the wheel. So orbit, zoom. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So now let's actually learn how to draw a line. Okay, so if you press L on your keyboard and then go here, you can follow on any axis. You can go out like that. It's cool. So let's go on the blue axis first to make a vertical line, okay? So let's follow it up with our mouse, okay? And then if you look down there in the box, down over here, you'll see how it shows an accurate length of what you want. So let's type in just 8, okay? That's 8 inches. Press enter, and then now you've got an 8-inch line that you can work off of. 8 inches, see? So if you want to make it 8 feet, let's delete that by pressing E and then clicking over it like that. Press L, click on the origin, go up, and then type in 8, and then put the feet symbol behind it, okay? And then you should get a line that's 8 feet. So that's 8 feet right there, that line is. So now let's go on the green axis. Okay, so green axis, make sure your line's kind of following that. And if you type in, let's go 10 feet. So 10, type in 10 and then put the feet symbol behind it. And then if you just click down again on scrolling to the origin point like this, we've created an 8-foot by 10-foot rectangle. Or it has if you click T, that's for tape measure, and put it in the middle, it'll tell you the area. So this rectangle is 80 square feet. Okay, so there's another tool that can help us create rectangles. It's if you press R, it's the rectangle tool. So if you look down, if you press your arrow keys, you'll notice how there's multiple directions for it. So let's make that same exact rectangle, but we want to type it in, we're going to have to put in 8 feet, okay? And then do a comma, and then space 10 feet. And then we should get, if we flip it, let's R, or if you go up here on the menu bar, you should find a rotate tool that looks like that. Double click this, then click on that rotate tool, and click on anywhere on the rectangle you can. Drag it out like that along the green axis until you can type in 90 degrees, or you can go until the little hitbox down here tells you it's 90 degrees up. So there we go. And if you press M, you'll get the move tool, or it's also up here. You can click on the edge of that and put it to the origin, and now we have the same exact rectangle, so we don't have to draw out all those lines. Okay, so there's that. You can do all sorts of directions with the rotate tool. If you come up here, and there it is. If you go like this, with your arrow keys, you can also orient it where you want it to go, or you can orbit around it, then click the orbit or the rotate tool and flip it like that. So if you want a flat plane you can use, then you can do that too. So yeah, there you go. Now you have an 8-foot by 10-foot rectangle, and we've learned how to model it in multiple ways. So let's get started with the floor plan, okay? First thing you want to do, press L, go here on the red axis. Let's make a 10-foot by 10-foot little like cabin type thing. So 10 foot right there. If we go along the red line, 10 feet, there you go. Now let's do another 10 feet. And if you press R for rectangle tool, you can click on that edge and go to this edge like that. And now we don't have to draw all the other lines. So now we've got a basic floor. Let's make the walls. There's a really easy tool for that. So if you press F on your keyboard, you can go out like that. See, it makes it like an inner or an outer thing. So most walls are like 4 inches. So let's just type in 4 in the little box. No symbols, just 4. Okay, so now we have a 4-inch wall that surrounds our build. Okay, so now let's go out like this. Click it, okay? And then if you press P, that's for extruding. So P, okay? And then press Option after hitting P, and that will give us our walls. So here we go. Let's go 8 feet for standard height. So now we have a floor. We need like windows, right? Let's make some windows and doors. So let's make a door first. So if you go here on this edge like this, and then you click, you follow along this line. Let's do 1 foot. Okay, so now we go down like that. So along the y-axis and press down like that. So that's 8 feet. Okay, and now since most doors are like 7 feet tall, let's go down another foot on that line. Go across 3 feet on the red axis. Okay, now that's a pretty wide door, but it could work for now because that's a standard door for a room. So just draw along that, press E, and then click on that, and now you have a doorway at least. We'll get to texturing too, so it'll look a little better. But now, if you want a window, you can have multiple windows, but I'm just gonna put one on mine. So let's go to the center point. Another thing, along most of these lines, there are center points. So if you go to a circle, kind of blue circle, and then hold it there, it'll say it's the midpoint, the center. So there you go, you have the center. That's where it's level at. Let's make the windows. So let's go in 3 feet on each side, okay? So 3 feet like that. Then let's go up. Let's go 2 foot, okay? So we'll go across like that. And now we have this kind of like heartbeat type thingy. And let's do the same step, but just lower. So let's go 1 foot on the bottom like that. And you can also use the rectangle tool to just fill in lines or mistakes. And then E, and then you've got that. You got a window now. So let's say we can get to trim, but if you want to make just an easy trim, take that F tool again, press F, and go out like that. And then type in your trim line. I usually do 3 inches like that. And then you can just extrude it out by pressing P and then clicking on it, and you can drag it out as far as you want. I'm going to do 1/2 inch because that's standard. So just type in 1/2 or 1/2 in the hitbox, and that does 1/2 inch. So there you go. Now you have the window. So let's so now you got trim for your window too. That looks pretty nice. Let's put trim on the doorway. Now it's a little harder since the rectangle isn't centered evenly, so we can draw lines, just go 3 like that across the red axis, and we go up. And if you press a line and then hit the up arrow key, you can draw. So let's say you're drawing a line across. You can do that too, like that. It will stay on the red axis wherever you put the little line at. So since we're going up, let's do that right there. Let's go another 3 inches. Then we'll go across like this by using the down arrow key. So any arrow key has a function except the right and the down arrow keys. But besides that, there you go. Oh wait, hold up. Let's go here and then down like that, or up arrow key. And then now we have trim for our doorway. And then P option. You don't have to hold on option, just press option after you press P, and then you have the extrude tool that makes trim. 1/2. There you go. Now you got your door trim. So it looks pretty good, right? Yep, it's pretty good. Let's get to texturing now, and then maybe let's actually add things inside the home. So what I do a lot is I go to the 3D warehouse and pick off my own models. So if you go up here, let's real quick, let's save this. So Command S, and then you can choose your files. Okay, so I'm just gonna go into my documents and then click. Let's just do first home. Okay, so it'll save it as a SketchUp model, and then all you have to do is do save. Okay, and now make sure you save all the time, because you can lose models pretty easily if you don't save all the time. So now we have our home. Let's go to the 3D warehouse. So if you go up here, you'll see a little box with the SketchUp logo on it. Here, let's do that again. Right there. And you just click on that. Pretty easy. Here's my 3D account. You can go here if you want. You can also search in the search bar up here. So let's put a chair. Okay. So let's do chair. Let's type it in properly. Okay, so chair. And then if you go to models, this is products, so these are like people that actually design these in real life. But models, here you go. Look at all these chairs just for you. So make sure it's low poly. So if it's above 6 megabytes, it's gonna kind of slow down your computer. But if it's like a megabyte or 2, it shouldn't slow it down too much. And if it's like a couple kilobytes, like 100 or 200, then it'll be fine. So I'm going to do this one because it's just a megabyte. You can like these and favorite them and add them to like collections you have. But let's just show some love to the community, right? So let's download it. Here we go. So it will prompt up this message, load this directly in your SketchUp model, press OK. And if you press no, you can put this into a separate file. So if you want a file of this chair that you can go and work on, then then if you just click no. So press OK. And wait for it to load in. There we go. So we got a chair now too. So you'll notice it's like got this box around it that like we can't put lines on it. We can't mess with the model. So that's called a component. In this case, it could be a group or a component, but it's mainly a component. So if you press M, you'll see these little plus signs, and you can rotate off of those. So let's rotate a little. Let's do 30 degrees. How about that? Yeah, that looks good. So now we got a little chair in our corner, right? Looks good. Command S. And now we have a saved file. So we got a chair now. Let's put in a coffee table. Let me wait for it to load. Okay, so there we go. Let's search coffee table. It doesn't have to be crazy good. This is your first model in SketchUp. Oh, spelled coffee wrong. So, I have a coffee table that I like it.
I hope it doesn't make a blank.
This isn't mine, but this is a good looking coffee table. I like it. But, let's do something like I want a corner coffee table, like something you put beside a chair. Something like that, a little more. Just not, that's a little too modern for what we're looking for. You can go ahead and download what you want. I might do this one. That's 5 megabytes. It's going to slow down my model a little bit. But let's just do this one for fun.
5 megabytes?
So, let's download it. It's just 1 megabyte. So, let's see. It's loading real quick. It's going to take a minute. There we go. Now we got 2 coffee tables. So if you double click on this, because I don't like that second table, I just want the one corner table, just press spacebar and double click on the actual component, and then we can delete this by just pressing delete. And then there you go. Now we just have the coffee table. So, I will also do a tutorial on how to upload 3D models to the warehouse. So you can build your own stuff and upload it. So now we got a little corner room. Let's Command S, save it. You don't have to save every minute, just so you know. I'm just saying it's a good idea to save every 5 minutes, every major edit you make, or else you'll lose major edits. And it's happened to me before, and I haven't liked it. So let's go back to the 3D warehouse, and let's add like a little desk. So let's go, or actually desk. I'm a horrible typer, not gonna lie. It's just like a little corner desk would work too, because like something like that. That looks good. I like that a lot. You can do any of these, just so you know. Again, I'll remind you, because you don't have to follow my exact steps. I like that one. Let's see. Yeah, let's just do this one. I really like it. It's modern. Fits what we're kind of doing. Like it. So just give it a second. I'll do more modeling tutorials, by the way. We'll do stuff like, here's another problem. Just real quick. So this is not to scale, obviously. So what we're going to do is if you go up here, select the component first. So just spacebar, select it. And then you just click that tool. It's the scale tool. And then you can scale it down to whatever size you like. I'm going to do half the scale because it's a little more like that. And then I'm going to go, any axis works on these. You can scale however you like. I'm going to do something like that. Perfect. Half and half. So we just scaled it down half its size. So now, kind of fits our room a little more. We can even scale it down if we wanted to. But let's rotate it. So, there you go. Go on the corner like that by pressing M. And now, let's move it down a little more. Let's make it to the windowsill. Let's move it in. Let's go. There we go, 0.68. Okay. So now, this desk isn't necessarily to scale, but it's to more to my liking. And this isn't a professional model, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Let's rotate it over again on the axis. And then, if we go over here, click on that. Then, M, up arrow key to the floor, and there you go. Now you have a little desk in your your little cabin. So let's texture it now. We'll do the roof in a sec here, but so now let's texture it, and then we can add a little more later. But we got a basic design now. So Command S real quick. Okay. So if you press B, it's the bucket tool, and you'll have a list of textures in the model. So this is your list. This is what you have from what you downloaded in the 3D warehouse. So let's go to wood. Let's do the floor first. So if you click on this, you'll have all these options of pre-made textures. And later on in this tutorial series, I will show you how to make textures and like use stuff off the 3D warehouse, because you can download textures on the 3D warehouse and on Google websites. But let's do this one. I like this one a lot. So just click that, and if you go down here, you can click on that. And now we have a wood texture. But let's make it face the right way it's supposed to be built. So select it, press Control, hold down Control, and then click it again, and then Texture, Position, and then you'll see we get this little menu bar that shows us what tools we can use. So if you rotate it along or a quarter of a circle like that and follow along the grid, it will actually show you how to rotate it. So there. And you can also move the texture around. You can like stretch it out if you wanted to. You can even you can make it really weird, like a cone kind of. But we're not going to do that because we don't need to. So there we go. Floorboards look amazing. So Command S. Let's texture the walls. Or the walls, yeah, they're fine. Let's do the outside. So if you go here and let's see here. 1 second. If we go up to siding, where is it? There it is. Brick cladding and siding. So you'll see you get this default one with all these sidings and bricks and like tiles and stuff. But let's do this middle one. Cladding, siding, tan. So if you just go back and texture it the same way. There we go. Now we have more of a siding. Look at that. So now you've got that. Let's get a window too. So if we go back inside the model, click R, then just go to the edges like that, press B again, then we can go up to glass and mirrors, and Sketchup already has a default see-through window. So there you go. Let's add a little bit of thickness to the glass to make it realistic. P option, and then go 1/2. Or actually, that's pretty thick for glass, so we'll just do 1 1/4. Or 1/4. So there you go. Now you got some glass. Got a glass. Let's get a doorway, and then we can do the roof. Command S. Let's see here. 1 second. So let's search door. Okay? Just door. We can do any of these. You can also make your own door. I'll do a tutorial on how to do not necessarily all of these things, but how to kind of master SketchUp so you can really do a lot of these. So let's do some door that like looks good for this little model, this little cabin. I like that. This glass door. Let's do this. Looks pretty good. So let's load it in. It's also low poly, which is what we want. Low res, low file size. So if we go to the edge like that, grab that, and then we can scale it to fit in our door, which is another reason why the scale tool just really helps in moments like these, because look at the door. It looks kind of off-center. So let's make it all scaled up. There you go. Now we got a scaled door that follows suit in our model. So look at that. We're almost done. And let's get to the roof now. So first thing you want to do, this is how I've done angled roofs. You don't have to do angled roofs, but let's just do that. Let's do part 2, okay? So hope you enjoyed. Let's get started on part 2.